morning, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. We're letting Old T warm up a little bit this morning. We're getting ready to head out into the National Forest. We'll spend 2, maybe 3 days out in the National Forest, do some camping, a little bit of hiking. The weather's really nice now. We're going to have about 3 days. It's supposed to be 0% chance of rain. We're going to go out on the Wilderness Trail, which is out in the Ozark National Forest west of us where we live at. And maybe we'll get to see some of y'all along the trail while we're out there and follow along with us. Thanks for watching. Are we ready? Ready for 3 days? 2 days?
2 days.
These old WPA bridges are all over in the Ozarks. The ones in our part of the country, most of them were built around 1940. And the CCC camps and the WPA did a lot of road work and building of bridges. The WPA built most of the bigger bridges like this one, and even bigger bridges than this. The CCC camps, they did most of the road work, built a lot of the state parks that we have today, and some of that. With the advent of World War II, they shut down the CCC camps and the WPAs and put everything into the war effort. But most of these old bridges are still out here and still working 80 to 100 years after they've been built. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we're at the old cedar tree. This is a landmark in this part of the country. All the old timers and everything, if you're asking directions and they tell you, well, go by the old cedar tree, this is where they're talking about. The road that goes back this way is Wilderness Trail back towards Scotland, Arkansas. The road that leaves out right over here on this side is Wilderness Trail headed toward the west, toward Oklahoma. And then if you go up this road right here that goes this way, this goes into Gulf Mountain Wildlife Management Area, and we're right at the south entrance of Gulf Mountain. And then this is just a Forest Service road that heads up in there. We've not explored it a whole awful lot yet. But this old cedar tree has been here for many, many, many years. Almost looks like a little cavey looking thing, but it might just be the way the rocks are laying. Funny how we always get the cots out first and set the cots up first.
Well, we usually wore out. We need to lay down and rest.
And then we worry about setting up camp after we make sure the cots all work real good. We'll worry about setting up camp in a minute. If you're not from Arkansas and you're not familiar with Cavenders, it's probably not a period correct 1920s, 30s seasoning, but it should have been. And this is the stuff we use on almost everything we cook.
Made in Harrison, Arkansas.
Yep, made in Harrison, Arkansas. A lot of parts of the United States you can't even find this.
That's done. Yeah, that's really good.
Enough? Maybe a little Cavenders on this too. Well, we didn't film nothing else last night after supper. I guess we were just too tired yesterday. After supper, we kind of cleaned up camp a little bit. Went to bed, and that was it. And I forgot to film anything else. So today we're going to hike down to Schoolhouse Falls. And we should have a pretty good waterfall. We've had a lot of rain here lately, so it should be going pretty good. We've got to cook breakfast this morning. And this morning, we're going to cook over here. This is a 1926 model Lakeside gas cook stove by Montgomery Ward. You've got a little pump that you pump up the gas valve with. So you open this up and you take this and pump it about 15 times. And then you close that valve off. Okay. First thing you do, there's a little gate valve right here. You pull this gate valve up and open this valve. And you pull this up till you see raw liquid gasoline running down into that little, and you let it just barely fill up that little trough. Okay, my little trough is about half full. And then close your valve back off. And you light it. Now you let that gas burn up. Now, as soon as that gas burns up, what it's doing is preheating this generator. And it has to get it hot, and then you'll start turning this valve on slowly till this lights. And it takes a few minutes. These are not quite as simple as the more modern Coleman stoves, but they're very dependable. There we go. Okay, now we got a real nice hot flame, and these things really can make a big flame. And then to light the back burner, there's a little slide valve right here. And if you look right down in here, you can see that slide valve, and there's a hole in it. When you pull that lever out, it brings that hole over, allows gas to come through here, and then you light that with a match if you need both burners going. We only need one burner today. So we'll let this heat up, and as soon as a drop of water will sizzle inside the waffle iron, then you're ready to cook waffles. A little bit of water on it. Yep, that's good. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks good. And we're going to eat breakfast, and we'll see you along the trail here in a little bit, hiking down to the falls. Going down to Schoolhouse Falls. Right out of the back of the camp is where the trail heads down to the falls.
Well, that was too far for me to get across. That's for long-legged people.
A lot of people call this the Bear Crack that runs down through here. I'm going to go down through the Bear Crack. But if you go right along the ridge, it just circles around, and it's really easy to get to the bottom of the waterfall if you follow the ridge around. This is the second smaller waterfall just below Schoolhouse Falls. But what's so neat about this one is this little groove that is wore in this solid rock. Makes like a small sluice. All right, I made it down to here. There's the sluice coming down through and over the little small waterfall. Look at the size of that fern right there. All right, now the fun starts. We got to climb back out of here. I found Kathy some nice pretty little wild roses.
They are pretty.
All right, we're trying something different tonight. We've not done this before. We're trying a Cornish hen, and we got onions and carrots and potatoes, and then cabbages again. Looking pretty good. I think we need to add a few more coals on top. I don't think I'm gonna put it back on the fire. I think we're gonna brown it right there. Oh yeah.
That smells good.
All right, I don't think it can get much better than that. Kathy's got roses on the table. Well, we'll see you later. We're gonna sit down and have a nice supper. Good morning, everybody. Kathy's getting her coffee ready this morning. You think you need coffee?
Yeah.
Got the oven out today. And we're going to have cinnamon rolls for breakfast this morning. While we start loading everything up, we'll stick them in the oven, and we should have some cinnamon rolls here in a little bit. I like to use both burners whenever I'm using the oven. And one of the little secrets of these things is put you a pizza stone, or I use these 2 pieces of unglazed ceramic tile. By putting these in the bottom, they act as a heat sink. It keeps you from burning the bottom of your cinnamon rolls and stuff. And I don't really trust the gauge that's in it, so I put that gauge in it. Okay, we're up to 250. Let's have a looky here. See what they look like.
They're done.
They done?
Done.
Oh yeah, them look good. We're gonna sit down and eat our breakfast. And we'll be back with y'all after a while. All right, we're getting ready to leave. We've been here, what, 2 nights? 3 days. Today is the 3rd day. We're getting ready to head back home. I guess you're ready to head home.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We got to visit with 2 nice ladies, and one of them, this was her grandpa's place, and so we got to visit with her mom, and they told us all kinds of stories about the schoolhouse in this Austin community and Schoolhouse Falls. It just really, really nice people we got to visit with while we were out on this trip. This is the old Austin school. This is the school that Schoolhouse Falls is named after. And this school, sometime in the early 1940s, was consolidated with Scotland, Arkansas. They've tried to stabilize it, but the old school is getting in pretty bad shape. This is private property, and we are here with permission from the owner, and we are very grateful that they let us come in here and get some pictures of it. But this is the school that is the namesake for Schoolhouse Falls. Well, we just returned from 3 days, 2 nights camping out in the Ozark National Forest. We went to a place called Schoolhouse Falls. It's in the community of Austin, which would be west of Scotland, Arkansas, out on the Wilderness Trail. And the weather was great. We got to hike down to the falls. We were camping along the trail in a dispersed campsite. And while we were there, we got to meet a real nice family, a lady named Mrs. King, who has been a lifelong resident of the area there. Gave us a lot of history of the area, and they got us permission to go to the schoolhouse in Austin community that is the namesake for the Schoolhouse Falls. And we learned a lot of the history from them. And they explained a lot about all the old houses and the buildings and stuff around there. She had went to the school, at the school that we saw on the front of the building, said it was built in 1935. She went to school there till they consolidated with Scotland, Arkansas, sometime in the early 1940s. And it was a really nice visit that we had with them. And we want to thank them for getting us permission to go get some pictures of the old schoolhouse. It is on private property, so you can't go to it without permission. But the old building has been stabilized, but it's in pretty bad shape now. Anyway, thanks for watching. Check our videos, and we'll see you next time.